How did the Highlanders feed themselves, Rocky?
Oats. Jam stuff in the sporn.
Yep.
It's reasonably a simple answer. It's, that was what the sporn was for. That was your pocket. That's where you carried stuff. Things you didn't want to lose. Well, you don't really want to lose anything, but still.
Yeah.
You would it's a leather, sporn was originally the leather pouch that you would take foodstuffs and shove it in there. So then when you're out in the field working, or if you're out overnight and you're far away from home, you have some food to eat with you on you. There's water there. You can constitute some kind of oatmeal, I would guess, or have something to drink at least. But you'd have oats there, so you have something nutritious to eat.
Yep. Again, we're talking about a very materially poor culture. If you're going back to that time period, they had sheep, which were not the sheep you think of now when you see sheep going around the Highlands. The original variety was this smaller pink-nosed one. They had cattle, which, again, interestingly enough, were not the big red Highland coo that we think of now. That's actually...
Say it ain't so.
It's true.
The Highland coo?
The Highland coo is a Victorian crossbreed. The original Highland cows were called Kylo, and I'm totally going to make a picture of Kylo Ren as a cow because of that, but Kilo or Kylo, which were a shorter black or brown cow, and they were smaller, just like the sheep. They were smaller. Everything that they cultivated was meant for mobility and ease of dealing with in a very harsh environment. So oats were a de facto thing you could always count on having. I don't get the impression that they necessarily butchered cattle when they were transporting them. It was all about the oats because the cattle was money. You sold them to the lowlanders so they could butcher them or get the leather. So oats, yeah, you could eat them dry. You could make them into an oatmeal with water, or ideally with a little water and the oats, you could basically mix up the material for making bannock bread. So you get to camp that night. If you're lucky, you have a bannock board with you, which is basically a piece of wood with a couple of holes drilled in it, so you can put it kind of vertically near the fire. And you take your oats and your water and make a little cake, slap it on the board, and you let the campfire cook it. That's it.
Kind of like a granola bar.
Yeah, but not
rudimentary.
Not as flavorful. No salt, no brown sugar.
No peanut butter, no chocolate, no drizzling on top, no honey.
No, the Irish were noted for their peanut butter. No. And there's an anecdote that Montrose was able to move troops up to like 60 miles on nothing but oats, and they were still battle ready by the end. So, and that's the original, the uprising, not the 45, the other one. 17, 15?
Their gastrointestinal tract must have been like a locomotive.
Yeah, well, but yeah, it was basically oats was the way of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hearty, easy to gather, easy to have, easy to carry, easy to...
Right, and then meat on special occasions, but you didn't really butcher animals unless you really had to, or if it was that time of the year where they weren't going to survive the winter.